Okay, so I'm here today with Thomas from Engel Völkers. My name is Naz Darcy. I'm the Customer Success Manager at Freshworks for Engel Völkers. And today we're going to be finding out how Engel Völkers technology have adapted to an increasingly challenging business environment to do some amazing things for the offices and real estate brokers they're supporting. So hi Thomas, could you give a quick intro to yourself as well?
Sure, my name is Thomas Dacke. I'm heading the customer service department of Engel Völkers. We are serving around about 12,000 users in 33 countries worldwide in over 800 locations. And my team is spread over Hamburg, Spain and Italy at the moment.
That's right, you are working across various offices. So I guess, can you tell me a bit more about how many agents do you have and what Freshworks products do you use?
So since end of January this year, we are using Freshdesk. So we're still sort of the pro, or the, what do you call it, post-implementation phase, where we are still, calibrating the system. I have 25 agents in my department, but we use it in the whole of Engel Völkers technology. So for the support processes that Freshdesk is supporting. So all in all, at the moment, we're at around about 55 agents using it and increasing.
And obviously a lot has changed in the last couple of weeks, mostly during the time when you were implementing. What was your setup as a company 6 weeks ago, and how has that changed?
So the setup of the company is basically everybody's in home office. That we are now since 4 weeks. Funny thing was, we were having a planned stress test where everybody should work from home for 1 day. And that was, I think, on the 7th of March. And since then, we never came back. So that was the stress test got very long. But all in all, I would say that luckily we are all equipped. So we have the right hardware, we have the right software, and we're also used to being able to work from home office now and then, and that has been a really huge advantage, I would say.
Well, it sounds like the stress test was very well timed, I have to say. So I guess in terms of Freshdesk, how has that been helping you adapt to the challenge, and are there any other technologies or tools that have made a difference to making this a much easier move?
So let's say I can think of two things that work specifically well right now that wouldn't have been able to work this way before we actually implemented Freshdesk instead of our previous ticketing handling system. And one functionality is that we're using the push functionality. So for everybody who's doing first level support, they get tickets pushed to them as soon as they've handled the last one, so to say. Then they get a new one pushed, and this is really making a huge difference in terms of efficiency when people are not working in the same room. That's one thing. And also recently there was no functionality that's probably not thought of to be used in that kind of way, but since now when everybody is separated and we don't see each other, we can't have screens on the wall or anything like that showing people what's going on. So we introduced different working moduses for depending on how good are we living up to our service levels that were promised at the moment. If everything is fine, the workload is reasonable, then all our agents are instructed to always give a little bit extra to make sure this customer doesn't have to call us again, or that they learn something with every contact from us. And yeah, go the extra mile simply. But if we are in danger of not fulfilling our SLAs, then we can switch first to a yellow modus. That means, okay, guys, now you have to work a little bit differently. So quality should always be perfect, but now don't go that extra mile. Just make sure that you do things as quick as possible, basically. And then also, if it's really backlogs are building up and service levels not met, then we switch also to a red modus, where everybody needs to be super focused and try to handle each contact as quick as possible, and also make use of the people in the second level if things take too long. And we do that by changing the color scheme within Freshdesk. So everybody sees if the frame is green, everything, they know exactly how to work. If it changes to yellow, that they get an instant notice that, okay, now I need to work differently. And same logic with the red one, of course.
That's great. That's great to see how using even just very simple technology to make sure that everyone is on the same page, which leads me nicely into my next question, which is, how can you summarize your top tips for companies like you who are responding to this challenge and who used to all work in an office but now are suddenly faced with the challenge of working in a remote way?
Yeah, I mean, you've got all the most obvious things that is in regards to the processes and the tools that you are using. And then I think it's a perfect example, like this visualization that we did. And you should also make sure that you have regular contact with each and every team member that you have, not only about work, but also about more like the general mood of the people, and because they react so differently in times of crisis. And some people are alone at home and they don't have other people to talk to. So I would also say go extend your sphere of responsibility as an employer as well, that you offer or initiate things like we have virtual yoga. So that's outside of the working hours, of course, so it's evening, but it's open for each and everybody to join, also with their family or whatever. So things that are focused on general good health, mentally, physically, everything. Also make sure that people have fun. So offer or initiate, like we've done, gaming Olympics. So we got everybody who wants, they can sign up for different teams, and they have something that's fun, that is also outside of the working hours, but they feel part of something. And also we've been focusing on how to communicate well. That those are main focus areas, so to say.
That's great to hear, and really important to make sure that employee happiness is a key part still, to make sure that your employees are able to do work, but in a happy environment, even when they're not in the office. So I definitely love all of those. I guess as you now transition to a new way of giving customer experience, are there any examples that stand out for you of someone going beyond their day job in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, several examples actually. So Engel Völkers has got their headquarters in the Hafen City here in Hamburg, and we are a few hundred employees sitting in the headquarters, and quite quickly we organized so that everybody, when we realized that we're going to get stuck in home office for quite a while. So first thing was to make it available for everybody to come into the office and pick up their equipment. So your screen, your keyboard, your mouse, and you know, all the daily simple tools that you're using, but you know, working on a laptop for weeks is really not very good out of it. How do you say that? Like ergonomical or something like that. Good for your body.
Yes.
Simply.
Yes. Exactly.
So that was sort of the first thing, to make sure that everybody has the same standards at home if they didn't have that already themselves. So of course, when in times when you tell everybody to be in home office and you can't see people, that's a pretty tricky thing to organize. But we've had, together with other teams in Engel Völkers technology, that has been very well organized, so that nobody needs to get in contact with everybody. So things get then prepared in the headquarters, and also when you come and pick these things up, that is like spread over the day, so it's not several people coming at the same time, and things are already packed and marked for you to just pick up and bring home. I think that's one thing that is really out of the ordinary, things that wouldn't happen otherwise, and nothing you had ever planned with. So yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, that sounds great. So I guess leading me into my next question, what's next for you on your customer experience journey to consistently improve that? And are there any areas of technology that you see as especially exciting for you within customer support?
Many things are on the roadmap, of course, and I mean, at the very end, we're aiming to be as proactive as possible. So when we give service, that we can foresee what's going to happen, and we try to do that as much as possible. So so people can get sometimes help before they know they're gonna need help. That's the ultimate idea, I think, to work in that direction. But also the whole multi-channel possibility that people can contact you in so many different ways, and that you also make sure that you're available from wherever people are, and also from their mobile phones or from their laptops or via phone. Also, it doesn't matter, but you should get the same service wherever you turn to the service desk. And also that we are providing a lot of help in terms of sharing FAQs, things like that. That's also preparations for the chatbots, things like that. So, but that people get seamless support, no matter where you are, no matter what devices you're actually using, and also that the agent that answers get a very quick picture of your personal situation, where you are, what you're doing, and so you can get to the right topic or solution as quick as possible.
Definitely, and I think that's very much aligned with the roadmap you and I are working towards. So I'm looking forward to working with you on those projects going forward. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been lovely speaking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.